Hey everyone, welcome back to The Myth. When most people think of Persephone, they picture a beautiful maiden picking flowers, suddenly snatched away by Hades, forced into marriage, and forever trapped between two worlds. It sounds tragic, right? But here's the twist. That's not the full story. In fact, if you dig deeper into ancient sources, Persephone's myth is far more powerful, mysterious, and complex than most people realize. Today, we're going to explore the hidden side of Persephone. Not just as a victim, but as a queen, a guide of souls, and one of the most influential deities in Greek mythology. The familiar story. We all know the basic myth goes like this. Persephone, daughter of Demeter, was abducted by Hades while gathering flowers. Her mother searched the earth in grief. Crops died and humanity starved. Eventually, Zeus intervened, Hermes delivered the message, and Persephone was allowed to return. But because she ate the seeds of a pomegranate, she was bound to spend part of the year in the underworld. And thus the seasons were born. That's the version everyone knows. But if we stop here, we miss the deeper truth of who Persephone really was. Persephone the ruler, not the prisoner. In later traditions, especially in Orphic texts and the Eleusinian mysteries, Persephone is not described as a powerless girl. Instead, she's a sovereign queen who rules side by side with Hades. She judges the dead, maintains order in the underworld, and even has the authority to release souls. In fact, heroes like Orpheus and Heracles needed her permission to carry out their quests in the land of the dead. That doesn't sound like someone trapped against her will. That sounds like a goddess in command. The pomegranate reconsidered. Here's something people rarely talk about: the pomegranate seeds. In the popular version, Hades tricked Persephone into eating them. But in Greek culture, pomegranates were symbols of fertility, marriage, and sacred union. Some interpretations suggest Persephone ate them willingly, choosing to claim her role as queen of the underworld. In this reading, the myth isn't about her being forced. It's about her transformation from maiden, core, into a powerful woman and ruler. Dual power, goddess of two worlds. Most gods and goddesses in Greek mythology had one domain. Poseidon ruled the sea, Zeus the sky, Hades the underworld. But Persephone, she ruled too. She was both the goddess of spring and renewal and the queen of death and shadows. That duality made her one of the most unique figures in mythology. She embodied the cycles of nature, life and death, growth and decay. To the Greeks, Persephone wasn't weak. She was a cosmic balance, the bridge between beginnings and endings. The Eleusinian mysteries. One of the most fascinating parts of Persephone's story comes from the Eleusinian mysteries, secret religious rites practiced in ancient Greece. Initiates believed Persephone held the key to understanding death and rebirth. She wasn't feared as a monster, but revered as a guide, someone who could lead souls safely into the afterlife and promise renewal beyond the grave. To those who took part, Persephone wasn't just Demeter's daughter. She was hope, mystery, and divine power all at once. Persephone as transformation. Modern scholars often see Persephone's story as a symbolic rite of passage. At first, she is core, the maiden, innocent and tied to her mother. But after descending into the underworld, she emerges transformed, a queen in her own right. It's a myth about growth, independence, and the bittersweet shift from childhood to adulthood. Instead of being trapped, Persephone evolves. She learns to embrace two identities, life-bringer above, death queen below. And in doing so, she shows us that strength often comes from embracing change. Why this matters? Why does this perspective matter? Because for centuries, Persephone was framed as just another tale of male dominance and female victimhood. But the hidden layers of the myth show something more empowering. Persephone is one of the only deities who commands respect in both realms, the living and the dead. She reminds us that even in loss, we can find power. Even in endings, there is rebirth. So next time you hear about Persephone, don't just think of her as the girl with the flowers who got stolen away. Think of her as the hidden queen, the one who chose her crown, who walked through darkness and came back with the wisdom of two worlds. What do you think? Was Persephone a victim of fate, or was she a goddess who mastered it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more mythological deep dives. Until next time, stay curious, stay powerful, and remember, sometimes the darkest paths lead to the brightest transformations.